the series of the famous rabbis of yester. We are on the 25th of Elul, Chafei Elul, marks the Hilula of great Rabbi Rabbi Mishael Dahan, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He lived about 77 years. He was born actually in 1920, I think on Chaf Bet Tammuz of that year, 22nd of Tammuz. Passed away 28 years ago in 1997 on 25th of Elul. Very, very great rabbi of his time. He would go on to become, let's say, a chief rabbi, Sephardi rabbi of Beersheba for a staggering 30 years. This was, I think, from 1959 all the way till the time period I think he passed away. He was a rabbi for many, many years of various different places. And let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. So much can be actually related within regards to his brilliance, well, we can definitely say, for example. Okay, so he was born, I think, in the city of Zugora, in the more southern part of Darom, Morocco, southern part of Morocco, respectively, over there. Came from great rabbinic auspices. His father's name was Rav Shaul Dahan. His mother's name was Rabbanit Esther. And so I think sadly, I think his father passed away when he was 5 years of age. His mother would move to Meknes over there. And at that stage in time, Meknes had a greater Torah community, let's just say, so he would have definitely been nurtured to a greater level. He would learn under auspices of another great rabbi we mentioned about on various occasions before, Harav Raphael Baruch Toledana. He happened to have been the author of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. He was arguably one of the most famous rabbis in Meknes, definitely in Morocco at his stage in time. He was the head of Jewish court. And he did a basis, let's just say, on the Psak of the Kaf Chaim, respectively. He was a very, very famous rabbi. And the yeshiva he would learn in was the Yeshivat Keter Torah inside the city. And I think this would actually help him to become an expert rabbi and learning grandiose Torah in itself, respectively. And really, really greatness will actually arise. Now, I think after a period of time in the long time he was learning Torah in Meknes, that he would eventually receive the rabbinic ordination, I think, come 1944, and he'd be called on to work inside various different importances. I think even in Algeria, if I'm not mistaken, to work for a several year period. And I think within regards to the rabbinic structure over there, 1949, I believe he would make Aliyah. That'll be so a year after the formation of the state. He would automatically go to Beersheba at that point in time. Come 1951, he'd be appointed, I think, through great rabbanim in that place in the time, especially Rabbi Uziel, who was a Sephardic chief rabbi, Rabbi Ben Zion Meachai Uziel, precisely, and also Rabbi Herzog, to work as part of the city, to become rabbi of the city in itself, respectively. Come 1959, he'll be appointed, I think, as a Rashi, a chief rabbi over there, and head of Jewish court inside the city. Very prominent position. I think this was a position he would take up to until he passed away. 1996 would see more importance, as let's say. I think it was a few years before he had passed away, so early 90s, he was really growing inside structure. And remember, Beersheba at that point in time would really be growing as a bigger city with much more works, let's just say, to do in of itself. Now, I think sadly, slightly before he passed away, he did suffer from health issues, and that would confine him to be inside the bed for periods of time. And after he passed away, Rabbi Yehuda Deri would go on to, I think, to fill his position. Now, Rabbi Yehuda Deri, we spoke about, we actually recorded a video about, I think he passed away himself, I think just quite recently, just over a year ago in 2024, in the 9th of July, actually, of that year. He was obviously part head rabbi in Beersheba, also part of the Ma'atzot, Harabonot Yisrael, and had various different, let's just say, importances Rabbi Yehuda Deri did in of itself. I think he was a chief rabbi for nearly 27 years over there. I think now currently the chief rabbi of Beersheba happens to be someone named Rabbi Amram Ochayon, who happens to be I think he was also a rabbi of Hakim, if I'm not mistaken, and obviously would do various different important positions, being head rabbi of Beersheba, respectively. So more can be related over within regards to Rabbi Mishael. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he passed away, as we said before. It was on the 25th of Elul. This was in 1997. He was buried, I believe, in the Beit Kvorot Hayeshan in Beersheba, the old cemetery in Beersheba, respectively, over there. And I think there was various different commemorations in his memory after he had passed away in 1997, if it was. I think Lev Melachim Association was established by his name, if I'm not mistaken. And it would go on, I think, to include Avrechim, synagogues and seminaries. And so I think there's in Neve Ziv, a municipality, I think, and the Central Avenue was maybe named after him. And it's actually interesting, his son, Rabbi Yosef Dahan, is a neighborhood rabbi, and taking on various other important roles also in Beersheba. I think he's also the manager of the Machlakat Mikvaot Beersheba, the ritual baths in Beersheba, respectively. So these are also interesting things that we should point out also. So I think the area in the Neve Zev, that's a place in Beersheba, in that specific neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be named after him. He wrote a few Torah colossal works, including we're going to speak about in a minute, called the Musa Melachim was one of them. This was on a book on Midot Ha'adam, which was organized in Ma'adanei Melech, which is a biur on Haggadah of Pesach, the Passover liturgy. Also the Lev Melachim, which was a book on Halakha, I think divided up into two portions, two Halakim, if I'm not mistaken. So that is also very, very interesting. So he was born in 1920, all the way back there, 105 years ago, here from time recording. Remember, Zagara had a great Torah community in of itself, and much more can be said with regards to him. I think he would actually be ordained, he was only 24 years of age, where he would receive the ordination to become a Dayan, it was. So very interesting. And it was only when he was 12 he would start learning in Yeshiva Keter HaTorah, which is a phenomenal achievement over there. We have to also point out. So I think he actually passed away. It happened to have been on the Shabbat of Parshat Nitzavim Vayelech, on that specific year in itself, 25th of Elul. And so his 3 books, obviously very, very important books and stuff. Let's explore a few of the highlights from the books. I think just using notes from Hayami, where they selected out a few of the highlights, respectively. I think in the Sefer Midot Ha'adam, which was I'm not too sure the exact page of it, but it states Melamed Lahob et Reu Al Kol Hamigraot Shebo Sheshem Levado Shalem. It's one of the teachings. Another teaching from Sefer Midot Ha'adam, I think in the Erech Pilpul area, in itself says Melamed Torah Lishma Hu Lekayem Mitzvotecha B'lo Litfil V'Lahit Pel Ba. That's another teaching coming from his book. Another teaching, Lichtov Megillat Yom Ha'atzmaut V'likro B'tei Knesset. So he was saw the importance of let's say the War of Independence, I would assume. Another teaching, Erech Chibur Sfarim Shemezakeh Tarabim V'Sachro Gadol Ma'od, the importance of learning Torah. That's another one. Melamed Shavira Shu Lahat Achereha Oto Ba Leteken Ba'olam Hazeh. This is from the Midot Ha'adam once again, and Musa Melachim, let's say respectively. And one last teaching, let's concentrate over here. Melamed Shat Shuvai Chazara El Shorosho Hamakuri Hatov. This one's come from the Midot Ha'adam, I think in the Teshuvah section respectively. Now friends, we're a community here. We are learning about famous rabbis. Yes, if you descend from any of the great rabbis we happen to be speaking about here in this series, please don't hesitate. Send me an email. I would love to hear more information. You feel anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos also to other people and help the community grow from strength to strength. A lot of people are very interested in getting fantastic feedback with regards to different contents that we're doing, especially we don't just record biography videos of rabbis, we're learning about the various different yeshivot there might have been, especially in the Ottoman countries, and so on and so forth, and so much more we are actually exploring. We record with a great Jewish personality every single day. We try to do at the moment here on this series, which I feel is very important to energize and give ourselves a spiritual boost each single day respectively. So that we have to point out also. But main thing is, please subscribe and enjoy. And please, if, we're nearing 7,500 subscribers. So if anyone is interested in watching these videos, share these videos also to other people also. So have a great day. Thank you for watching and take care. Appreciate it.